Well, welcome to Partner 5 and 5. Robert here from Knight Solutions. I've got Valentis here from MYOB. We're going to talk about MYOB Advanced For Construction. We're going to obviously frame it in the context of Procore, but just a quick rehash. Procore 5 and 5 is 5 questions for Procore Integration Partners in 5 minutes, or as best as we can do it in 5 minutes. So Val, welcome to the session. Good to have you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Well, as you said, everyone in construction is pretty busy, especially this time of year. We were just talking before about, is it going to be ready by Christmas, all that sort of fun stuff. So we got 5 questions. Let's dive into it. My favorite one is the first one, which is MYOB Advanced. It's a good opportunity to kind of introduce the product, but also what problems does it solve for those in construction?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question for us to start on. So the MYOB Advanced platform has the capabilities of an ERP solution, a payroll solution, and also workforce management capability. And the part that I think is most relevant for this audience is actually the advanced construction capability, which is a cloud ERP platform that kind of connects all your key business processes. It's specifically designed to help customers manage their customers, their finances, compliance, and kind of achieving that through a really cohesive platform, which allows construction businesses specifically to manage all of that complexity and continuously kind of evolving needs that they have with their customers. So it really combines the power of financials and reporting with really comprehensive kind of job costing and accounting, streamlined project management, and can integrate with a whole range of other solutions, including Procore.
Well, that's awesome. I think being someone who has implemented, I lost count, but it must be 3 or 4 different ERPs over my time in construction. It is very nice to see that modern ERP system, that cloud-based system, where sort of many in construction are used to dealing with on-premise, old school shared servers and some pretty expensive hardware. So that's definitely a nice change. And obviously, good marriage with Procore is obviously an online-based system as well. So if we're in construction, we're looking for a new accounting, ERP, whatever terminology you want to use, or maybe upgrading from another MYOB product, or we're sort of new company looking for something. In your experience with the product with MYOB Advanced for Construction, what type of companies is it best for, and who's going to be using it most and getting the most out of it within that business? What type of roles and positions?
Yeah, advanced construction is kind of best suited for kind of mid-market Australian and New Zealand construction businesses. So think of it typically as customers that have like an average contract value of kind of over $5 million. So in a scenario where you are managing kind of multiple projects, so you have a kind of a set of field offices, maybe a back office, and in that environment where you have that complexity, it is the solution that's ideal because it brings everyone onto a single platform and it connects essentially your field office with your back office. Yeah. If we then kind of think about the types of construction businesses, it actually has a pretty broad applicability. So if you're a kind of a general contractor or a lead contractor, what it enables you to do is kind of reduce those costs and improve that transparency. It also kind of helps you deliver essentially your projects on time and on budget, because you're no longer kind of perpetually reconciling, am I behind, am I in front, have I put in my change requests, have they been approved? All of that kind of happens in a much more seamless way. And it also ensures that some of those more time-sensitive tasks, if you're a general contractor, are actually being done at the right point in time, kind of coming back to those change orders. If you're more of a subby or a specialty contractor, so you're an electrician, you're a plumber working on multiple sites, the main benefits that we see is managing budgets. So managing those budgets and ensuring that the work that you're getting in and the work that you're billing out kind of reconciles based upon your profitability. And it allows you to really stay on top of and track that kind of flow on money. For some of these businesses that we see, they're actually struggle in regards to making sure that the invoices are going out on time and making sure that they're collectively being paid from the various areas that they're doing work for. Gotcha.
All right. And obviously being an accounting system, we're going to have the accounting team involved. But from what I've seen from the product so far, obviously it's not just for the accounting team. So we're going to see some use by the project team as well. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where, and I know we're going to touch on kind of how it integrates with Procore as well, but even within the solution itself, it has mobile app capability as well. So if you're in the field, you're actually able to look at data and information that kind of lives within the advanced system. So if you want to understand kind of what are the upcoming tasks, how are we progressing on budget, it's actually quite easy for someone who is out in the field to be looking at the exact same information that the person in the back office is, so they know when they are talking to potentially clients on the construction side, but actually this is how much we've built, this is where we're up to, and we're kind of like running close to being over or under.
Yeah, and that's definitely a dare I say, a new world. I mean, we see that in some sort of more sort of standard basic accounting systems, your zeros and other things like that, which are great products on their own. But the ERP kind of level of offering that you guys have to be able to access that on mobile and be able to, interact and see that information in mobile is definitely something that even a couple of years ago was unfathomable. So that's great to know. So you mentioned Procore. So let's say we at this point in time we have Procore, we don't have an accounting system, or more likely we have one. We're looking at changing. What's the benefits of having MYOB Advanced for Construction and Procore together, and how does the information move back and forward between them?
Yeah, one of the most powerful aspects between Procore and Advanced is that they're both cloud-native applications. Yep. So they have all of the benefits of what a cloud-native application has, which is these cloud-based APIs, but allows you to seamlessly sync data between the two solutions. Now, these APIs are powerful enough that they can be configured. So depending upon how you're using Procore and how you're using Advanced, it's not a kind of dumb synchronization where everything just kind of comes across. You can actually select how and when you do the synchronization and what components you want to move across. And what that ensures is that you're kind of maximizing the efficiencies across the two systems. So if you're, for example, you're using Procore out in the field, you can use that in the way that you manage your clients, but then it also kind of synchronizes back into your back office to kind of balance how people are using those various solutions. In regards to the specific components, budgets, schedules, commitments, even kind of subcontractor invoices flow through from Procore to MYOB Advanced. So one of the main workflows that we love to talk to about is that it's really easy to ensure that your subbies are getting paid. Okay. So one of the main pain points that we really experience is where the field office has received or the project manager on site has received the invoice from the subbie. They've submitted it to the back office. Back office is trying to work out, or the accounts team is trying to work out, am I paying this invoice or not? Has the work been completed or not?
Been there before.
And then it ends up in a back and forth. And then the subbie doesn't get paid, and then work doesn't It's interesting how you see this complexity all solved with integrate Procore to Advanced, teams in the right system, data is flowing. Kind of it removes one of those real major pain points.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I think there's a nice blend there, coming back to something you mentioned before, that obviously, if you purchase the two products or you have one and purchase the other, and there is kind of, I would assume, some sort of, pre-built kind of configuration that you can just take off the shelf, but that you can also customize it, which I think is important, because once you go to the ERP level, construction is kind of construction wherever you go, but everyone also does things a bit differently. So that's good to know. Conscious that we're chewing up a bit of time, but enjoying the chat. Couple quick more questions. Big for us as well. Great products are only great if they're supported. So what does it look like after the purchase in terms of implementation, then ongoing support for customers of MYOB?
So at MYOB, we are very much focused on customer choice. So customer kind of has two ways that they can go about it. So one is they can work and engage MYOB directly, where we have our own team who supports the implementation, helps understand your business needs across kind of what you're trying to achieve from a tax perspective, an accounting perspective, compliance, payroll, all the specific workflows when it comes to construction. And you can kind of have our team help you through that process. But equally importantly, we have a set of enterprise business partners. And these business partners may understand Procore really well, or may even understand MYOB Advanced really well. And what they're able to do is equally go through a process and provide you that kind of personalized service. And it's completely up to the customer's choice as to which two paths they take.
Oh, that's great.
And kind of both work really well.
Yeah, excellent. All right, that's fantastic. And look, always love to find out what's coming. So the markets are always moving. There's lots of interesting things, particularly around regulation at the moment, which I'm sure you guys are aware of. But if we kind of fast forward 6-12 months in the future from now, any kind of critical things you guys are working on that you'd be bringing to market in that time frame?
Yeah, well, one of the things that we are very, very closely monitoring, I'm sure many of the people who listen to this will be as well, is kind of what's happening in Queensland when it comes to kind of project and retention trusts and how that additional almost compliance load is going to be managed. And the kind of the origin of this is obviously coming from a really good place in regards to what the Queensland government is trying to achieve. And we're seeing interest from other states to do the same. And what we're looking to do is ensure that the Advanced platform is able to support customers in meeting that compliance requirement in a very automated fashion to kind of remove that complexity, so that the constructors can focus on their business and kind of be certain by running in our platform that they're going to be able to meet those compliance obligations. Some of the other things as well that are coming down the line are things like that mobile experience that I mentioned earlier. It doesn't matter how good the solution is. If the users don't know how to use it or are uncomfortable, it's kind of less relevant. So we are continuing to invest more time and effort in making that mobile experience even better. Our kind of early release next year has some really good enhancements in regards to that mobile experience and also the configurability of that mobile experience, so you can get the right experience to the right user type. The other thing that we're looking is around project productivity. So in this environment where kind of costs are going up and everyone's kind of margins are continuing to thin, one of the things that we're looking at is how we can actually start doing project productivity tracking at a units basis. So for those people who are kind of laying concrete or doing other things that are more measured by units of production as opposed to kind of total project percentage, this is where we're seeing some really cool enhancements coming down the line. Yeah,
well, that's a pretty good roundup. I was hoping to get one, maybe two. You gave me three, so that was great. I actually, interestingly, just to wrap it up, I had a call this morning with a specialist in the whole project bank account, trust accounts area. It is definitely, so talking to customers as well, they're really, really needing it. I think one of the, not really blaming anyone here, but, having a regulation come in without the technological support to manage it has definitely caused some pain. So I think that'll be definitely a big one. Also really like the mobile experience, but look, we are definitely well over time, but I have enjoyed the chat, Val. Look, we'll provide some links if anyone's curious about looking at the product. Definitely recommend you have a look at it. It's great to see again those modern cloud offerings. Dare I say it's well overdue from a lot of the legacy stuff that we have had in construction. But thanks for your time and look forward to catching up with you again soon.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Val. Cheers.